The last thing I wanted to touch on today, at least, was a very interesting chart I saw last week that I did post on my social. So if anyone's listening and you want to actually see it, and you're not watching, it was basically a comparison of rent to mortgage payments in a lot of Canadian major cities. I apologize, not everyone is represented in this chart. I got ripped apart by a few people on Facebook for not including their cities. Okay, well, I didn't make the chart. Okay. But there's some pretty interesting ones here. You can see that there's a massive, what am I trying to say? Disparity. I was going to say disparaging, but disparity in Vancouver. Mortgage payments are at on average about $5,200, and the rent was $3,400. Ottawa's a bit tamer. Average mortgage payments about $2,800. And rent is $2,200, which I think might actually be a bit low on the rent side. I think rent's actually a bit higher than that now, maybe $2,400. And there's a few other ones here. Montreal showing average mortgage payments about $2,200 and rent's $1,946. And of course, Toronto mortgage payment averages over $5,000 now is the average mortgage payment, and average rent just under $3,000, $2,937, which is wild. Like, I would love to see this chart year over year, if you could actually see it for from 1919 from 2019 until now, to kind of see how those prices on both ends have increased.
I think, I mean, it is very interesting. It also goes to kind of that notion of how long can some of the mom and pop investors hold on, because every, rental properties right now, and we talked about it I think a few months ago, but every, really any rental property, I think it was Greg that said that he was running through the numbers, unless you're putting down, 50%, 40%, the numbers just didn't make sense from where the payments and where the rent is. And so there is a lot there, there is going to be a shortage of single family home, freehold rental options out there, because that's not what the big investors are buying. That's not what the CLVs are buying, or et cetera. These are the mom and pop investors buying single family home rentals and townhomes and things like that. If they're not able to break even, it's a significant loss monthly, which we're seeing, and this chart even illustrates that further in all these different markets. We're going to see those people having to sell those properties, and rightfully so. And that's going to leave a big hole in the rental market. So again, that goes to, hopefully rates can come down, and that disparity between the two, and delta between the two of what rents are and mortgage payments are, that shrinks and becomes more in line and level with where rents are at. So those mom and pop investors that are able to at least cover their expenses and satisfy that need in the marketplace.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, because we'd really like that.